Now my life is incredibly different because I'm a PhD student,
Okay.
right? In conjunction of being an artist. So I'm juggling my life. So right now, program that I'm in, there's not necessarily studios for us, even though we're graduate students. They give us offices.
Okay.
But mostly, since I'm a video artist, or a lot of my work is production in the computer, I can work anywhere.
Okay.
So I could be incredibly mobile. So that's the fortunate part of being an artist working in technology. I think as a woman, you will encounter obstacles. It's not even, and I'm not even sure if it's the idea that we're in a patriarchal society, because almost all societies are patriarchal. And even if you got into a matriarchal society, it was fairly new, or an organization where it's led by a woman, we're still in a patriarchal society.
Yeah.
So that means that women, even in positions of power, are catering to that patriarchal society. Yes, you get a lot of discrimination. You get a lot of exploitation. I think since the age of 19, that was my first experience where I was exploited by an employer.
Really?
Being an assistant to an international record label, and it was amazing what he was doing.
Yeah.
But it was very vague on my responsibilities, and I realized he didn't need me for my technical skills or for my design skills, but more for company. I didn't have to do anything. It was just like keep somebody company. It was very bizarre. And when you're young, there's this gray area where you don't want to go the negative path of assuming that person is exploiting you, because nothing has been done yet. Nothing wrong has been done yet. So you're very trusting when you're young. Until time goes by and you realize, wait a minute, I'm not actually working.
Exactly. You're naive.
Fortunately, it was a very short experience. There was no sexual harassment besides the fact that I was actually keeping somebody just company. Young women have to be alert on the workplace, no matter what your field is.
Exactly.
And I'm in the art world, so the art world gets even worse because we aren't regulated like most companies.
Yeah.
Like, so if you work for a company and somebody sexually harasses you, you can go to HR. Well, that doesn't happen if it's the curator or the gallery director. It's like open, you're in closed doors.
Yeah.
They are the boss, you are the boss of yourself, and so you constantly have to be on guard.
Exactly.
So that idea of somebody saying, oh, like I want a show, they'll ask you for sex, that happens. It's going to happen. And I think that I appreciate the younger generation's vision of creating a more equal, just society. But I always feel like you shouldn't hold your breath, and you should also be aware of what to do in those situations. And then when I moved to New York as an adult, I started collaborating right away, and it was horizontal collaboration, meaning there was no director. So I learned how to collaborate with people so that we would all be like co-directors. And so that's how I learned how to collaborate, which was really great, because I could also, my day job was I worked in the typical hierarchy, and I was working with nonprofits. And then my art process was working with people and figuring out ideas and hashing them out together and figuring out how we're going to do this. And that was really interesting. You see such beautiful work that the personalities work, but it's like the Beatles. They didn't like each other. They work really well together, but they didn't like each other. So you have to negotiate that aspect. And I think it'll be pretty hard for the millennial generation because everything is so personal. You know, that idea to say, I have to like you to work with you, I don't need that. I could work with an asshole. Seriously. Because if the work is good, I will invest my time and have the patience to work with that person because the work is good enough. It's not easy. There's a lot of arguments. It's a struggle. I mean, it's like a marriage almost. And so it wasn't easy. And, you know, you have to sort of balance that. You know, pick your fights wisely. You're constantly negotiating, compromising. People come from different backgrounds. They come from different ways to communicate. No day is a normal day. I have zero routine. I'm multitasking a lot. So like this morning I was doing my TA work, and then I come here and I'm going to do a neural hacking class that I'm the student. I'm going to go back and write some code for a class that I'm taking, but that's for my art, and then I'll go home and plan an art project that I need to work on.
Awesome.
So it's like my day is split between like being a student, being a teacher, and being an artist. Yeah, so I have to constantly flip, and it's not like I have chunks of time. It's like broken up in chunks of 2 hours,
Yeah.
basically. So it's kind of nuts.